having a career besides cricket. If you have one, well and good. If you don't, you still have other means of thriving and surviving. Saurabh doing really well for himself on and off the field. Meanwhile, good length and a tight over from Saurabh Netrawalkar comes to an end. Nepal are being tested by some top quality bowling. 2 overs bowled. It's 4 for 1.
So it's going to be Rushil who will continue after a splendid first over where he just conceded 1 run and picked up a wicket as well. Sheikh will be on strike. Single on the first ball to bring Bhim Sharkey on strike.
Yeah, 204 is the highest successful chase by Nepal at this very venue. And USA playing their first one-day international at this venue as well. They've played T20 internationals before at the Dubai International Stadium, but ODIs, this is their first. And not a bad start for them, Neil, in this first one-day international here at this Ring of Fire that we all like and talk highly about. Top-class facilities.
Splendid setup here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Though either of the sides won't be able to experience the full glory of the Ring of Fire that actually sets out in the night, just when the sun is about to set. There's a reason why this place is called the Ring of Fire, because unlike other international stadiums where there are light poles, over here the lights are set up all through the roof in a circular fashion. So it looks like a ring beautifully lit up in the night sky, and thus rightly called the Ring of Fire. Nepal 6 for 1 and 2.3. Rushil, though, was in a different Ring of Fire during the last MLC finals, defending 12 runs of the last over. Young lad, just 9 games before that, and playing against Glenn Maxwell and Glenn Phillips, 2 of world's best T20 batters, finishers, hitters, call them what you want to. And he not just picks up the wicket of Glenn Maxwell, but also just gives 6 runs and gets MI New York the title. So incredible journey, incredible story for this youngster. Credit where due. The MI franchise also picks up some of the best talents. The scouting team is just phenomenal.
Oh yes, and Rushil definitely is one of the finds of the tournament. And suddenly you can see that his growth is accelerated. He's been drafted into not only the T20I setup, but I'm sure he'll be playing T20Is as well, but in the ODI setup. So clearly their coach has seen Mr. Pubudu Dasanayake. He's seen some serious raw talent in him, and he has given him the freedom and the belief that he can come and start the innings. Normally, they're appealing for it, but there's height onto that one. Normally, a debutant will want to bowl the second over, maybe just calm his nerves down, but not Rushil. He wants to go right at the top and started the over and had success as well in that very first over. 3 overs bowled, Nepal 6 for 1.
Saurabh Netravalkar will continue from the 3-1-1 end. 2 slips for him as well. Oh, beautiful. The ability of Saurabh to get the ball to move off the deck while he gets the movement in the air, but he also, that natural movement of the ball going away from the right-hander, which the left-arm seamers are blessed with. Shoaib, you are a left-arm seamer yourself. What is the secret? Come on, tell us.
Well, to be honest, I think Saurabh has that rare gift of angling the ball away from the right-hander. Normally, you would see a left-arm bowler bringing the ball into the right-hander. But this is a rare gift. I was never able to bowl the one that shapes away from the right-hander. I had a natural in-swinging delivery, but I struggled when it came to shaping the ball away. But Saurabh, he's too good with that. And more importantly, I think what is really special about Saurabh is the ability to land the ball consistently at a certain length. I saw him practicing even before the match started today. Even before he just warmed up and came in to bowl, the first ball that he bowled was at a good length and hit the top of off stump.
Aerially played, miscued, but lucky that the ball will drop away from the wicket keeper. He's challenging the batters. He's asking them to hit through the line. Saurabh Netravalkar, exceptional talent. Probably the temptation was also there because the ball was down the leg side. But you wake up from slumber and you can't start running.
Yeah, that ball was down the leg side, so that shot was on. But again, that length was not all that short from Saurabh. So a little risky there from Bhim Sharkey. Luckily, the ball evaded the wicketkeeper and went behind him. But yeah, that could have gone anywhere. Could have easily been wicket number 2 for Nepal, and that's not what they want. Right now, like I mentioned, there's absolute silence in the ground. We saw them here cheering and were in a very jovial mood, the Nepali fans. But right now, it's absolute silence. They need a boundary coming their way. They need a fight back from these two. Asif and Bhim both have the ability to stitch a partnership just like that. Good running. A direct hit was needed. In the end, they manage a single.
You mentioned that they need a boundary for the cheers. Even a single has been cheered, Shoaib.
Yeah, they were cheering for every single run because they know the importance of those quick singles, and you could see that Bhim was very quick. And in the end, they managed to get that run. So, yeah, they need a partnership, and these two are definitely capable. Especially Bhim Sharkey. I really like the way he bats in the longer format. Saw him bat in the T20 format a couple of years ago when I was in Nepal for the T20 qualifiers, where Nepal qualified alongside Oman for the 2024 World Cup. He was there in that format, but I think he belongs and he enjoys batting in this format. Very strong mentally and technically very sound too. 8 runs on the board for Nepal after 4 overs. It's 8 for 1.
Rushal to continue. Oh, very well played defensively, just getting behind the line of the ball, and that's what the batters need to do. Asif Sheikh just needs to set the tone right, that this is how it's going to be for the next few overs. Settle in, watch the ball, let the ball get a little old. Just the sheen of the ball, and the ball will stop doing all the dramatics that it's doing. It becomes slightly easier to bat on. We saw that in the first innings as well. The skill, the application, all of that is on one side. What is really important is to spend time in the center. Down the leg side, wide coming in. Nepal 9 for 1 and 4.1. Also, you mentioned that Nepal hasn't been very successful on this surface. They'll have to put the devils of all of those stats behind them to believe in themselves that they can go on and get a win here.
Well, I'm sure they're not thinking about those numbers at all, because numbers in the end are just numbers. If you need that self-belief, this is going to go all the way for 4 runs, and Asif Sheikh will get a boundary to his name as well. Not where he intended, but doesn't matter as long as they keep coming for Nepal.
Well, yeah, runs are coming in and so are the cheers, and I believe that the Nepalese fans now have more reasons to cheer. The deep third man fielder standing very square. So to put in that run to stop that would be challenging. Plus, Rushil does bowl at a good pace. So any connection will set the ball flying. Rushil. This one stayed a tad low. He's a smart young kid. He knows what to do after he's been hit for a 4.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the way he's bowled so far, because he's bowling at one side of the wicket. So he's not trying to attack the stumps. He knows that he's bowling in the longer format. He's going to be bowling 10 overs. And with the new ball, with some movement in the air, he is trying to bowl just outside the off stump, which seems to be like a simple plan. But to execute, it's not all that easy. Again, you can see that he finishes outside the off stump. And normally, if you're playing your first game, you tend to do a bit more. You tend to try and sometimes try to bowl on the stumps or try to surprise the batter, do something out of the box, but not Rushil. It seems like he's been sent out with a clear message that you need to bowl at a certain length and you need to bowl just outside the off stump, and he's doing just that.
Well, indeed. Sticking to plans, this time back of the length but just inches outside off. Not enough room to cut that. It might be a short delivery, but if it's not wide enough, you'll have to pay the price if you're trying to go for the cut shot.
Yeah, and because he's bowling at that one length, now Asif is also looking to try something different. He's trying to use the pace, trying to open the face of the bat. This time he sprays it down the leg side. It will be called a wide. Akbar Ali, the umpire, alongside Shiju Sam, who's at the other end. Both from UAE. Just like us, Neil.
Well, yeah, homegrown talents. That's what they would be called.
Yeah, just a little too straight from Rushal. We spoke about how consistent he was, and right on cue, the very next ball, he bowls one down the leg side.
He was trying to maybe bowl a fuller one that did not go as per plan. Yeah, pulls the length back smartly so. End of the over. 5 overs gone, 14 for 1. Right, so change in bowling then. Jasdeep Singh comes in. Nepal 14 for 1. Just a shortish spell for Saurabh Netrawalkar. Just 2 overs for him. 2 overs, 5 runs. Didn't do a lot wrong. But I believe the plan for the US boys is to not let the batters settle in with the plans of the bowlers. So just 2 over, a short spell as Jasdeep comes into bowl. Again, some movement in the air. Bheem wanting to go for that single after he somehow managed to get that connection. No, a clear call from Asif.
Yeah, Bheem wanted the run, which was very risky because the ball had not even passed Jasdeep there. That would have been a certain run out, and that's the last thing that Nepal want. Nicely played. Beautiful shot there from Bheem Sharkey. Just exquisite timing. And he'll get a couple of runs, but that was such a good shot. Impeccable timing.
Well, yeah, played it absolutely straight. I wonder if it got a little bit of fingers of Jasdeep. Should have been a boundary otherwise.
Nepal losing that first wicket of Kushal Bhurtel. Got out on a duck for the 8th time. And that's been shared, that record. Most ducks for Nepal now, for that infamous record, now belongs to Kushal Bhurtel and Dipendra Singh Airi. They both have been dismissed on a duck 8 times.
You don't want to be on the right
list.
side of that list. No, never.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that somebody can cross him, maybe somebody else, but not today.
Such an irony, right? You want someone to cross it, but then that someone would be a teammate. You don't want that to happen either.
Yeah, extremely talented Kushal Bhurtel, but just not able to fire today. That was a good delivery as well, Neil. It was not a bad delivery at all. It moved off the deck and took just that faint edge straight into the hands of the keeper. Not a lot that Kushal could have done with that delivery. Just felt that he played a little away from the body. But besides that, I think it was a really good ball.
Well, indeed, sometimes you need to appreciate the fact that the bowler was better off in that equation. And Rushil definitely has impressed one and all with his abilities, his skills. At just 22. Jasdeep angling the ball into the right-hander.
Just the 2 overs for Saurabh from that end, from the far end. We are sitting at the dugout end or the pavilion end, or it's called the com box end. But the other side, it's called the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed end. And that's where Saurabh was bowling from. Only 2 overs for him. Maybe a change of angle, a change of end for him. We'll find that out soon. 6 overs bowled, 17 for 1.
Saurabh Netrawalkar getting the ball to go away with the arm.
That's his natural movement of the ball. He seldomly brings the ball in. Most of his deliveries will be angling across the right-handed batter. Change of ends for him. He was bowling from the far end, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road end. Now coming to bowl from the com box end or the pavilion end. And coming around the wicket as well. So change of angles very quickly from Saurabh.
This time he just ensured that the ball held his line, targeted towards the off stump. Subtle changes also keep the batters guessing. Change of ends to bowling from around the wicket. Trying to bowl around the wicket, your angle of delivery completely changes. The visual angle for the batter changes. And this time he got the ball to come in. We're talking about his ability to send the ball away from the right-hander. When he comes in from around the wicket, doesn't really have to work too hard to bring the ball back in.
Yeah, this one did come in sharply. Just the length a little too short, so allowed Beam to just negotiate with the movement. That ball, had it been a little fuller, that would have gone through the gates. Could have gone through the gates. Beam Sharkey will now have to be really cautious, especially with Netrawalkar coming around the wicket. Watch out for the ball that comes in.
Yeah, smart. Just pushes the ball away and says, okay, I'm off strike. Asif Sheikh will have to deal with the remainder of 2 deliveries in this over. Saurabh Netrawalkar, a very unassuming character. When he walks past you, doesn't give you that vibe of an aggressive fast bowlers. Generally fast bowlers, they're tall, well-built, muscular. They want to give you that little threatening vibe. Aerially played over the infield. Mid-on cannot do anything. Boundary.
And that's the class of Asif Sheikh now. Very well done. Watched it till the end. And he was at the non-striking end, so he saw how the ball was moving in, was ready for it, and played it up and over the mid-on fielder. Was way too inside the fielder, the 30-yard circle, and that allowed Asif Sheikh to just play it up and over and got another boundary to his name. So 13 now for him, and good mind games and good competition and battle between the skills of Saurabh and Asif.
Last ball. A dot ball to finish the over. A good contest comes to an end. 7 overs gone. 22 for 1. Jasdeep Singh will continue from the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road end. 22 for 1. Oh, lovely. Keeping the ball in that line just outside off. Almost inviting Beam Sharkey to play that shot. Lets it go in the gloves of the wicket keeper. Now you don't go fishing to that. You don't go fishing to that. Would have been another wicket. Not to be so. Jesse, as he is popularly known, Jasdeep Singh. Born in New York, and then spent 10 years in India. Came back to the US, and that cricketing journey of his has got him to represent USA. What he does bring to the table is not just pace but also movement. Back of the length delivery this time has been played towards the square leg. They're going for the second and will get it. The wicket keeper is not very happy with the effort. Was that Roshil? Yeah, should have just been a single, Shoaib.
Yeah, just a little complacent. You can see that they went for the first run quickly, and that's great coordination between Beam and Asif. Didn't have to call, just a quick eye contact, and that was enough for them to decide that they want to go for the second run. Stole an additional run there, both these batters. Beam Sharkey has 100 to his name in one-day cricket. His highest score is 101. Average is 33. 32 matches in the ODI format. But again, like I said, very technically sound, and I think this longer format suits him really well. And when you're batting at number 3 for your side, Neil, it tells you that he's one who has been shown a lot of belief, and somebody who can bat at number 3, because that's a very important position, not only in T20 cricket but in one-day cricket as well.
That position dictates the pace of the game. Sometimes you come in as early as maybe the first over. Then you're playing the role of an opener. Sometimes the openers have done well, so you come in later in the middle overs. Then your job is to accelerate from there on almost instantly. So either you're stitching partnerships and taking the game deep, or you're coming in, playing the aggressive brand of cricket, playing against a slightly older ball or a brand new cherry. Your capabilities, your skills have to be manifold. Oh, was there a catch there? Chance. Gone begging. How expensive is that going to be? 8 overs gone, 25 for 1 Nepal.
Yeah, just outside off, and that definitely looked like a chance. Should have been taken. Those catches at point, they travel at a certain speed, but you have to hold on to them. Not to be. 8 overs bowled, 25 for 1.
Nepal will continue. Left arm over. We did see him getting fair amount of success and creating some amount of doubt in his bowling around the wicket. Saurabh Netravalkar. How soon does he make that change in this over?
Yeah, I think now he's come back to his original angle, creating and shaping that ball away from the right-hander. There's a slip in place, so maybe one delivery that comes in just to surprise Bhim Sharkey, who's taken some time now. 27 deliveries, including this latest ball that he played for his 9 runs. So he has taken some time, but now I'm assuming that he'll have a better understanding of the pitch and the conditions and will bat accordingly. They need to take a leaf from how the USA batters batted in the first innings. They took some time, first 10 overs, 30 odd runs, 35 or 37 in the first 10, but from there on they built that first innings. So Nepal will want to replicate that in this run chase as well.
A little push, wanting to go for that single. You shouldn't be sweating if you don't get it. That's all right. Early on, even if the runs don't come, it doesn't matter. As long as you're not losing too many wickets. USA had just scored 32 runs, losing 1 wicket in the first 10 overs. So Nepal is not far behind. And even if you're not in that range, even if you score 28, 29, doesn't really matter as long as you're not losing wickets. Sensible batting. Not trying to take any risks whatsoever. Bhim Sharkey, 9 runs in 29 deliveries.
Yeah, I think so. They just want to see Saurabh Netrawalkar off. They don't want to give him a wicket because that will then again just boost the entire confidence and morale of the side. So now it's more about surviving out there in the middle than thriving. And that's what these two are doing. They need to survive this initial outburst and onslaught from USA and then build a partnership from there.
Yep, looks pretty much like that. Defensive approach by Bhim Sharkey. Kept that bat very close to the pads. Not really concerned about those runs. The scoreboard will take care of itself if you're there to bat for longer.
Yeah, he's the kind of batter that you want to have in your team for a 3-day game or a 5-day game because that's how mentally tough he is. Had Nepal been playing Test cricket, his name would have been right there in the top 3-4. Bhim Sharkey. That doesn't mean that he can't play other formats. What I'm trying to say is just that he's so technically sound and mentally he's so strong that he can absorb a lot of pressure. End of the 9th over, 25 for 1.
Jasdeep Singh, 2 overs, 6 runs. He'll continue. There was a half cheer and then it died down really quick because of a good piece of fielding at mid-off. Asif Sheikh did well to get to the length of the ball, drove it beautifully. But it was Harmeet Singh who got behind the line of the ball and stopped it from going anywhere.
Yeah, Jesse Singh, also his pet name, Jasdeep Singh, fondly called as Jesse. You can also see his name on the jersey. It reads Jesse. That's nicely pulled away. A short arm jab. And it's in the vacant area towards the square leg. They come back for 2. And Asif Sheikh, well, he'll keep strike.
15 of 23 for Asif. Bhim still on 9 of 31 deliveries. If numbers impress you much, 236 required of 244, inching closer to run a ball. At some point in time, one of these two will look to accelerate. And that acceleration has come in now. Trying to go big. Over the keeper's head, gets a boundary.
Yeah, some extra bounce on that occasion from Jasdeep Singh. He managed to get an edge of the bat of Asif Sheikh, but that one just kept on travelling, and that height was a little too much for the slip fielder as well as the ball reaches the ropes. I think it was housed with that effort in that slip quadrant. And in the end, they'll manage 4 runs. And that is what Nepal will take with both hands. Doesn't matter. Edged or from the middle or behind the keeper or in front of the keeper or behind the bowler. Doesn't really matter at all. Runs are runs.
Yep, it doesn't matter how they come. as long as they come. Playing it back to the bowler. Fast bowlers are generally not very impressed when they are hit for boundaries. It's just, it's not their egos or anything. It's just the nature. It's just the way they are built. It's just the makeup, their mental makeup. While spinners are happy if you hit them for boundaries, because they know that if you are tempted enough to hit them for a six, the next ball or the ball after, they will pick your wicket. So psychologically, these guys are made differently. They're constructed differently.
That's nicely done. In the gap again. Enough bat. This time, the connection a lot better from Asif Sheikh as he gets another boundary in the over. Jasdeep, a little expensive in this third over as Nepal now try to build an innings and try to build a partnership.
Well, yeah, runs coming in. And that, I reckon, was a poor delivery, was short, was wide. If you offer that kind of width to a batter of the caliber of Asif Sheikh, you will be punished, and that's exactly what happened. Now Nepal ahead of USA within the power play zones. Last ball of the over. And that should be a dot ball to end the power play. 10 overs gone. Nepal 35 for 1.
So 10 overs, 35 for 1. That's the score for Nepal in this run chase. As there's another bowling change. Saurabh Netravalkar is now replaced by the debutant, Rushal Ugarkar. Got a wicket in the very first over. He's now back into the attack. And he's up against Bhim Sharkey. Well, Bhim Sharkey, like we mentioned, very technically sound, comes from Sudur Paschim province, western part of Nepal, from a district called Kanchanpur. And we've been told that he's been nicknamed as Jaunty because another exciting fielder, brilliant fielder for Nepal, Bhim Sharkey. We've seen him run around and throw his body on the line, take some spectacular catches and save boundaries as well. So in the field, he's a live wire, Bhim Sharkey. And that's why he's been nicknamed as Jaunty Rhodes. And we've also been